Hey, this is Ryan A, and welcome to the Basketball Network. Today we're discussing none other than Larry Legend, aka the Hick from French Lick, aka the Great White Hope. If you're a fan of basketball, you already know who I'm talking about. Larry Bird, a name synonymous with 80s basketball and trash talking. The Boston Celtics legend was notorious for playing mind games with his opponents and using his words to gain a mental edge over them. In this video, we'll highlight some of the most notorious trash-talking stories of Larry Legend's career. Before entering the league, Bird made a living as a garbage man in Indiana, a job that he said he enjoyed, but once he entered the NBA, it became obvious that he was better at trash-talking than picking it up. He was such a master at trash-talking that even Michael Jordan said that Larry Bird taught him everything he knows about getting in opponents' heads, and claimed that he's the greatest trash-talker and mind game player of all time. He is also one of the greatest players of all time, as he dominated the league in the 80s, winning Rookie of the Year in 1980, and then 3 NBA championships, 3 MVP awards, and was a 12-time All-Star. Part of what made his legendary trash talking so effective was that they were not just empty words, as he had the talent to back them up and would often go so far as to describe to opposing players the exact play he was going to run on them. Then he would get the ball and the play would go down just like he said it would. Kevin McHale, one of his teammates on the Celtics, shared a ridiculous story about how Larry told the Phoenix bench what he was going to do for the final shot to win the game, went out and did it, and then yelled, "Told you so," to the Suns bench. What makes this even more impressive is that he did this with Charles Barkley guarding him. Legend has it that Bird told Barkley, "I'm going to get the ball, take 2 dribbles down the baseline, and shoot a fadeaway jump shot," and that's exactly what he did. This tactic was like rubbing salt in a wound and demoralized his opponents because not only would he outplay them, but he would score despite them knowing his offensive plan. During one of Bird's greatest scoring performances, he used this tactic regularly. In a game against the Hawks where Bird scored 60 points, Doc Rivers recalls how, quote, "He started calling his shots. He saw Dominique as this up-and-coming player, and he tortured him. He tortured all of us. He was calling shots off the glass. Who's next? Where you want this one from?" And he just made one after another. One of the most unbelievable stories from Bird's career is when he played left-handed against the Blazers and scored 47 points. This remarkable performance is a prime example of the mental games Bird played to humiliate opponents and become a feared competitor in the league. To add insult to injury, when asked post-game why he decided to play the majority of the contest left-handed, Bird responded with, "I'm saving my right hand for the Lakers." So we've seen how the Hick from French Lick toyed with his opponents during and after games, but he would also get in players' heads by making provocative statements in press conferences, interviews, and in the locker room. A great example of this is his first 3-point contest, where prior to the competition start, Bird boldly asked the other participants getting ready in the locker room, "So, who's coming in second?" When asked about this, he said, "Truthfully, I meant it, and I knew I would probably win it." True to form, Larry won the 3-point contest with an impressive 22 out of 30 shots made, and went on to win the next 2 3-point contests as well. Such provocative trash talk with the skills to back it up created a lot of enemies and rivalries for Bird, and none was more prominent than his rivalry with Magic Johnson of the LA Lakers, whom he battled for a number of championships. Magic recalled a classic Bird moment, saying, "One time I was hurt, I was on the bench, Larry comes up during warm-ups and says, 'Don't worry, Irvin, I'm going to put on a show for you.' Larry proceeded to put on a show, decimating the Magicless Lakers in front of their star. There are plenty of other legendary Bird trash talk stories, and a pattern emerges of him sparing no one on the opposing team. And all of these stories point to the fact that he may be the greatest trash talker in league history. Jordan said that Larry Bird stands unrivaled as the supreme architect of psychological dominance. This may be true, but it might not be that deep, because when Larry Bird was asked about his trash talking, he seemed less concerned with its effect on others and more about how it made him feel, saying that it gave him confidence and got him fired up, which translated into dominant performances on the court. Whatever the case may be, Larry Legend took trash talking to new heights, and it continues to play a major role in the game to this day, entertaining fans and giving players who can use it wisely a competitive edge. Let us know your favorite Larry Bird stories in the comments, and like and subscribe to the Basketball Network for more hoops news and insights. See you in the next video.